A judge yesterday ruled that a migrant worker could be entitled to £13,000 compensation because the agency that brought him to the UK did not provide him any job. This afternoon's story, it's very, very significant. If you know anyone who lives in the UK, who came to the UK as a carer, or anyone that works in health and social care, please kindly share this story with them, because this story that we're about to share today, it could have an implication on anyone that works in health and social care in the UK. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. My name is Francis. On this channel, we share content about migration, and we also talked about the lived experiences and the things that affect immigrants on a daily basis. This case that we're about to share with you today involves a gentleman who came from India to the UK in 2023. That's last year. This gentleman was brought to the UK by an agent, by a company called Clinical Healthcare. Before he came to the UK, he signed a contract with the company in India, and they promised to offer him 39 hours work weekly, and they will pay him £23,000 a year. A lot of carers are in similar situation where agencies have brought them to the UK on the promise of offering them a job, only for them to come to the UK and they are not getting any job. This is why today's story is very, very important. When this gentleman arrived in the UK last year, he did some training, and after completing his training, he was told by the company that brought him that he would start doing some work for them. He waited. They didn't give him any job. He wasn't getting any shift. He complained to the company that they were not giving him job. The company told him to stop complaining. The gentleman did not rest. He kept complaining. After several complaints and warning by the agency to stop complaining, and the gentleman threatened to sue the company, they terminated his contract. They terminated this gentleman's contract, thinking that that is going to be the end of the case. This gentleman then took this case to a company. This company is very, very important that you get this company's contact. This charity is called Walk Right Center. The charity is the one that represented this gentleman. They took this gentleman to the case, to the court, and yesterday, a judge in the UK ruled. The judge, an employment judge named Natasha Jove, ruled that clinical healthcare may have to pay this gentleman up to £13,000 of unpaid wage. So if you're watching me now, or you know anyone who is in the UK who came on the carer's visa, who's not getting shift, tell them they might be able to claim compensation, because the judge has ruled that this case is going to open doors for carers who were brought to the UK by unscrupulous agents who promised to offer them job. And a lot of these carers are living in abject poverty in the UK, no shift, and this agency is not giving them anything. They may be able to claim compensation. I'm going to read to you what the judge said. The judge said the guy was dismissed. He is entitled to up to £13,000 compensation, and the head of the Right Center, that's the name of the charity that took this case to court. The person's name is Simila Bose, says this is a highly significant judgment. It is the first time a care worker has won this type of relief in principle. Nicola Ranger, the acting head of Royal College of Nursing, said, and I quote, "This is a vital victory for migrant healthcare workers. This case is not the end of the matter because we know that exploitation is widespread across social care. Migrant care workers desperately need the next government to launch an urgent investigation and take action to ensure labor standards are upheld." My brethren, this is a good news. If you know anyone who came to the UK as a carer, share this video with them, and I will give you the contact details of the charity that represented this guy so that they can also contact this charity. If you are in the UK as you're watching me, or you know anyone who is in the UK who's not getting any shift, please kindly share this video with the person. They may be entitled to compensation as we speak. The next Labour government has promised that after the guidance investigation, which uncovered practices that fell below Labour standard, the Labour government has said if they win the election that is taking place in the UK on Thursday, they are going to launch an investigation into the exploitation of migrant workers in the UK. Brethren, make sure from next week, Monday, you Google the name of your MP. You email the MP. The MP's email is there on Google. All you need to do, go on to Google, type the contact details of my local MP. Their email will come out. Make sure you start sending them. Before you send them any email, make sure you have somebody to look at the email to make sure that the email is well written. Because if you do not raise this issue with your local MP who is there to work for you, the MP will not know how widespread this problem is. We know that this problem is widespread because we speak to a lot of carers who were brought into the UK on the pretext that they will be getting jobs, and a lot of these people are living in abject poverty. A lot of these people have no shift, and some of them, the agencies that brought them to the UK, they have lost their licenses, and these people, they don't know where to go. They cannot return back to their home country because they sold everything they had to come to the UK for a better life, and they have no job. In the case of this gentleman that came from India, he paid £20,000 to an agent to bring him to India, to bring him to the UK to come and work, and he hasn't got a job. Now, this is why this is very important. So you need to have, I want you to write this down. The contact details of the agent of the charity that represented this gentleman, I want you to make sure you write it down. The name of the charity is called Walk Right Center. Their contact details is 0300 4100. I repeat, 0300 4100. You can contact them via email on contact@walkrightscenter.org. That is their email. I have left the description section of all their contact details in the description section of this video. You can see it. Make sure you contact them as soon as possible to relay your experiences and your case to them. They may be able to help you. As we speak now, if you want to Google, if you want to read up on this story that I'm sharing with you today, just go on to Google search, type into Google search, migrants can claim compensation. The story is there. The ruling was made yesterday, and this is a watershed moment. I'm going to read to you from this way. It says, the case is ongoing, but the interim ruling in June shows that this man is entitled to compensation. This agency, they are not claiming that they do not have job, but the judge has said that this gentleman will be entitled to up to £13,000 compensation. I want to know what your views are. Are you living in the UK? You were brought into the UK and you cannot get a job. What is your experience? Leave your comment in the comment section. Or if you're watching us from abroad, you know anyone who is in the UK who came on the carers visa, make sure you share this video with them. Even if you're getting shipped, if the employer, the contract that you signed before you came to the UK, if the employer is not adhering to the contract that you signed, you may be entitled to some form of compensation. Do not be afraid, because I know someone who reached out to me, 2 people in fact. One of them is from Uganda and the other one is from Zimbabwe. They shared their experience with me. They told me that the agent that brought them into the UK is threatening them that if they disclose their situations to the public, that they will deal with them. If you're watching me now, please, I am pleading with you, make sure you contact that charity, contact them to share your experience with them, because the more we get this story out, so that the government and the next government will know how widespread this problem is, then they will address it. We are not talking about people who came into the UK by boat. We are talking about people who came into the UK legally. They were issued visas by the UK embassies abroad to come and work with some of the most vulnerable people in the UK as carers. The agent brought them into the UK. They don't have any job for them. And these people, they are in limbo. They cannot return back to their home country, as I said before, and they do not have jobs in the UK. Some of them are living in abject poverty in the UK. If you know anyone who is affected by this story, I am pleading with you, kindly share this story with them. You can support our channel by giving this video a like. The more you support us, the more a lot of people can see this video, the more this video will get out to the authorities, so that they can know that there are people who were brought into the UK, who came in legally, who cannot go back to their home country because they sold everything. They do not have jobs. And some of them, the companies that brought them into the UK, they have lost their licenses. These people, as we speak, some of them, they have children, and these children, they don't know where to go. They cannot return back to their home country. They are living in abject poverty. I heard the story of a lady who lives in Manchester, she doesn't have a job. The agency that brought her to the UK, they've lost their license. This lady paid up to £17,000 for her and her husband to come to the UK. As I'm speaking to you now, she goes to work in the morning. She goes to work. She's now working in a hairdressing salon. She goes to work for more than 12 hours. She doesn't get more than £20. This is happening in Great Britain, a civilized country. This is wrong. This is why we all have a role to play to stop the exploitation of vulnerable people who just want to have a better life. I am pleading with you, please kindly share this video with anyone that you know will benefit, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can support us. We want to make sure that we all play our part to stop the exploitation of vulnerable people. If you're watching this video now and you are an agent who brought a carer to this country and they cannot get a job, I am telling you, your days are numbered. The next government, if the Labour Party wins the next election on Thursday, Yvette Cooper, who is likely to become the next Home Secretary, she has said it loud and clear that the Labour Party will set up an investigation panel to investigate the exploitation of migrant workers. We are hoping that the government will carry out what they have said they're going to do, and you can do your part by making sure that you Google the email of your MP. The MP is there to work for you. Make sure you start sending them emails from Friday after the election has been declared. Start emailing them. Do not stop. until you have an appointment with the MP. That is where you will be able to explain your situation with them. Don't forget, this is very, very important. This man's case is the beginning. A lot of carers who were brought into the UK, they will be able to claim compensation as stated by this ruling yesterday. Let me know what your views are. I want to know what your views are. Do you know anybody who is going to be affected? Do you think it is right for migrants who came to the UK to be given compensation? Let me know what your views are. I want to know what your views are. It's very, very important that you tell me what your views are on this subject. So share this video with anyone that you know will benefit. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, because our goal is to make sure that we continue to serve our community. Any information that we have that we think will benefit our community, we will share them. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to make sure that you leave your comment. Don't forget to give this video a like. Share this video with anyone that you know will benefit. I will see you soon. As soon as I have any update, I will share with you. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. May God bless you. I'll see you soon. Thank you. I love you guys.